10 skate hacks that you need to know. So in this video, I'm going to go over 10 skate hacks that will be helpful to your skating, and maybe, you know, might just be some extra tips that you might not have known before. Also, I just want to rep QO real quick. Let me know if you guys watched Hunter x Hunter. It's just freaking amazing. But let's actually get right into it. The first one is going to be to actually know how your board is oriented. For example, if you look at this board, this is the nose, this is the tail, right? And the reason you want to know this is because the nose and tail are shaped differently. And it's really going to be helpful when you're trying to skate switch. So there are some people, when they try to skate switch, they keep their board the same way when they skate regular. But the thing is, you actually want to flip it over, because think of it, when you're doing a nollie trick, which will be your switch popping foot, you're popping off the nose. So when you're doing switch, it'll make it easier if you make your original nose your switch tail. So just keep that in mind. It also helps when, you know, just setting up your board and just making sure you're actually skating it properly, so you're actually skating the way it was built for. Usually the way you can tell this is just by looking at the graphic. If you can read it left to right, top to bottom, that's usually how you can tell. So for skate hack number 2 is to actually label your trucks. And the reason for this is because over time, your bushings are gonna wear down differently. It's gonna affect how your board turns. So if you end up making, you know, your front truck, the back truck, when you switch up like a new board or something, it may feel really different and it might throw you off. So really make sure that, you know, you can label it in some type of way, whether you mark the top of your board with a straight line, or you actually take a Sharpie to the bottom of your truck, or just somewhere on your truck. Just labeling that it's the front truck or the back truck is really going to be helpful, because you honestly can forget over time. I've done it multiple times when setting up my board. I put one of my trucks on the table or something, and I'm like, wait, which one was which? So make sure you just keep that in mind, because it will be helpful. Make sure you know you're skating consistently. So for this third skate hack, you're gonna want to actually perform maintenance on your skateboard or shoes. Some that can include making sure you clean your bearings every once in a while. You can just take some rubbing alcohol or, you know, some type of lubrication. I know Bones has Bones Speed Cream. You can clean your grip, so you can either get like actual branded ones like grip gum, but I have found sometimes you can find cheaper ones online for Amazon. Like if you look up sand belt cleaner, because it's basically the same thing, like grip tape and sandpaper. So people need to clean it off after they actually been using it a lot. It can get dirty sometimes. So either getting sand belt cleaner or like grip gum, if you'd like want to get like a smaller one, that can actually help clean your grip too. And I've actually used it in the past, and it does make a pretty big difference, especially if you're at skate parks, because when you go to skate parks and it's really dirty with like a bunch of dirt, your skateboard can get super dusty on the grip tape. So that is actually really helpful. Also for your shoes, if there's ever like any rip somewhere, you can patch it up with shoe glue. You can use trick tape, other things like that, you know, maybe even some like duct tape or cloth tape. I used a whole bunch of things when I was younger because I didn't want to buy new shoes. So when you perform maintenance like this, you can save yourself from buying new parts. Also, you can do some preventative maintenance, such as not skating in the rain or in dirty areas, because your skateboard parts can rust up. Also, not storing your skateboard in a trunk of a car if it's a really hot summer, because that can actually kind of loosen or melt the glue on the inside that holds all the plies of woods together. And then also just controlling your anger and making sure you don't like throw your skateboard, stomp on it, or break it intentionally, because I'm telling you, after you do that, you're just gonna regret it. So this next skate hack, which is number 4, is gonna be make a skate bag or box of just like extra goodies that could be helpful, whether you're storing it in your house or you're bringing it on you wherever you skateboard. So in here, you could have a skate tool, you could have extra laces, you can have wax, or other skateboard components such as, you know, like bushings, bearings, things that you might need in a pinch. And I'm telling you, this can be super useful if you bring this with you, because you never know when something might happen and you're like, man, I wish I had this at this point. Well, guess what? You made a special skate box or bag for it. So for skate hack number 5 is to develop a warm-up routine when you skateboard, and this is going to be for 2 main reasons. So one is to make sure that your muscles get warm and loose before you skate. The next one is to make sure you're staying consistent with your tricks. So if you start like with your easier tricks and you kind of like build your way up, you are building that consistency because you're doing it frequently and making sure that you're keeping it in check, that trick that you're doing. So basically, if you do that every skate session, you will get them more consistent, only because, you know, repetition is key for all of that. And you shouldn't just go like all out if you're like just getting to the start of your skateboard session. You should really warm up so you don't hurt yourself. So for skate hack number 6 is to film yourself when you're skating to observe your errors. I see a lot of people when they skateboard, they just try their tricks blindly and they're like, you know, what am I doing wrong? Well, if you film yourself, you can actually observe that. So one thing I used to do a lot when I was starting off skateboarding was filming myself a lot to observe what I was doing wrong, and even comparing it to people who are doing the trick correctly. So I could look side by side, you know, saying, what is missing here. So, you know, you can look at your feet when skateboarding, but sometimes you won't really be able to tell what your whole body is doing unless you bring another camera into it. You can invest in a small tripod, or you can even get like boxes to, you know, lay your camera against while you try these tricks. So I really recommend that. That actually helps so much when you can see what you're doing on your skateboard. So this next skate hack, which is number 7, is actually geared towards more of my skate park people. So it's to make sure when you're waxing some type of spot, try waxing your skateboard itself or your trucks itself rather than the ledge or whatever you're trying to do itself. And mainly this is kind of just like proper etiquette because you don't want to over wax something. This actually happened to me where someone was waxing the crap out of this one downwards ledge that went down this stair set. And I took one of my meanest slams on there and it, you know, it peeled off a lot of skin on my hand and I could have really hurt myself. Because of that. Also, at times it can be more effective if you're actually waxing your parts rather than the spot itself, because that's actually what's going to be grinding on the spot and you're not really messing it up for everybody. So just keep that in mind if you're going to a skate park or something. Now, I will say if a spot's like super crusty and it's maybe a street spot, then you can go ahead and, you know, wax the spot itself. So this next skate hack, which is skate hack number 8, is to sand the heck out of your skateboard, like the edges, with your filer or whatever you're using for your skateboard when you're setting it up, because it will make it so much easier when cutting and it'll be very buttery when you're cutting it. And I think I've even seen in cases where people scraped it so hard that, you know, you can actually just end up tearing it off since you're digging like all the way into the sides. So I would say, you know, just really just scrape up in there. I do that every time I set up a skateboard and it really makes it so much easier to cut through so you don't have to worry about having a super sharp blade all the time. So really, especially if you get this silver skate tool, I really recommend this. It's got the filer on top and even like a ratchet. It's super helpful in setting up skateboards and you can really go to town with scraping the grip tape and sanding it in on there. I always promote this, but link will be in the description for that skate tool. I actually have my whole skateboard setup and film equipment in the description, so check that out. So for skate hack number 9 is to skate with people who are on a similar skate level to you or even better than you, and make sure you guys challenge each other. And the reason for this is because I feel like, you know, when you have an extra push, it is much more effective than, you know, relying too much on your own self-motivation. And it really, you know, gives you a reason to try to like push to become better. Now, obviously, you know, you shouldn't, you know, focus on that too much. You just have some fun, but having some competition with somebody can definitely help you progress more in your skating, and you know, you have somebody to motivate you when you're down. And for this last skate hack, it is the most important one. Skate hack number 10. It is to stay freaking hydrated, y'all. I'm telling you, always bring a bottle of water to you, maybe even a giant jug. I'm telling you, so many people forget their water at the skate park. They would always ask me like, hey Sean, like, can I drink some of your water? Because I would bring this giant jug and like they would just basically steal my water. But yes, I'm telling you, water, it is just so important, y'all. Because I'm telling you, sometimes you won't even notice that you're getting super thirsty. You can get dehydrated pretty quick, especially when it's really sunny out. And also sometimes you can be so dedicated to a trick that you don't want to give up right away and take a break. I'm telling you, you are just going to hurt yourself in the long run. You're going to get a giant headache. You might feel sick. I'm telling y'all, just drink your freaking water. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. 10 skateboarding hacks. If you have any other extra skateboarding hacks, leave that down in the comment section below so other people can know, you know, help some other people out. But yeah, I just want to say I freaking just love this shirt. I don't know why I keep flexing it. It's just super awesome. I got this for my birthday. But yeah, I'm super excited for what's going to come next. I've been really busy recently with college, so you know, once I graduate, it'll be a lot better. But I also just got my 2nd dose of the vaccine, so hopefully I'll be more comfortable going to skate parks and other stuff without having to worry too much. So be on the lookout for that. There's actually this DIY skate park that I want to skate so bad that's here in Charlotte, so maybe you'll see a video of that soon. But otherwise than that, thank you so much for watching the video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. It'll help me out a lot. I appreciate you guys so much. Peace.